Hey everybody, it's Gina. Today is Friday, yay! Although I work on Saturdays, Fridays are still nice because Emmy gets to stay home the next day and I usually get off early and we have more time. So, sorry, I'm jingling. I'm wearing my charm bracelets. I'm jingling this morning. Okay, so as far as HCG goes, I am doing iffy. You know, I'm not doing all that great. Ever since I had the gain from that one meal out, and then I had trouble losing that because then I got sick, so I got on the cough syrup and I got on the antibiotic, and it just was like one thing after another. I've just had a hard time being really consistent. So this morning I was 152.6, and when I had the gain I was at 155 something. So at least I'm down from that. But you know, my lowest weight on this round is 147 or 146.6, I can't remember. So it's kind of frustrating, but it's not really, I can't really say frustrating because I've done some of it to myself. I've not been real good. I mean, this week is buy one get one free on the holiday coffees at Starbucks. So seriously, you know, that's just not something I can resist. It's just not. So I'm giving some away. I'm buying and giving, but I'm also consuming. So yeah, it's been an off and on week, but you know, whatever. I'm okay. So I wanted to not talk as much about that. I wanted to talk a little bit about self-esteem today because I know that my self-esteem should not be directly correlated with my weight. And I don't think it is in a lot of areas. I think in a lot of areas my self-esteem stays intact despite my weight. Like when it comes to my level of confidence about my job, parenting, things like that. But when it comes to how I feel about my appearance, which doesn't make me feel like a failure or a bad person or worthless or any of that stuff if I don't look good. But when it comes to that, I certainly know that I do not feel attractive when I'm heavy. And honestly, I don't think I am attractive when I'm heavy. People can be nice and they can say, oh, love you both pictures, love you both ways. Well, and that may be very true. They love me both ways. And as they should. If they really love me, they should love me no matter my weight. But when it comes to how I look, I mean, there are some people that are stunningly beautiful no matter what their weight. They just are. Rochelle, for instance, I think she's stunningly beautiful no matter what her weight. So there are some people that can just really carry that off. Kim, too. You know, Kim has always been beautiful no matter what her weight. But then there are some people, and I'm one of them, that when I am heavy, I just look swollen. Like I look sick. Like I don't look well. It's like that reptilian part of the brain that knows when someone is not well, and weight sometimes indicates that. And I am just not a pretty person when I am heavy. I think I still look friendly. I still look kind. I still look approachable. But I don't think that I look pretty. And because of that, it's like I worsen it by not taking pride in my appearance. You know, I don't care anymore. And it got to the point where I was embarrassed to be seen. You know, it got to that point where it was just like, I didn't like to even get dressed in the morning because I didn't like what was looking back at me. And it's not the same as I don't like myself, I don't love myself. It was, I just don't like what I'm seeing. Just like if I was to put on an item of clothing that I didn't like, and I just didn't like the way it was designed, I didn't like the pattern, you know, I don't like it. I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to feel good in it. That's how I felt with my body. That's how I felt with my face. That's how I felt with my everything. I didn't like the way it looked on me. So it wasn't about I don't like me, but I didn't like the way I looked. So, as I lose weight, I know that I take more pride in my appearance, and so it's like this transformation happens because it's not just the weight loss, but it's how I feel about myself. Now, would I still look better if I took as much care of myself when I'm heavy? I would probably not be as unattractive when I'm overweight if I, like Rochelle. She does her makeup, she does her hair, she just always looks very pretty. She dresses the part, so it doesn't really matter what she weighs. She's going to be an attractive person, and you can tell she takes pride in her appearance. Whereas I don't do that. I have a very hard time doing that. And I think if I did, then I would feel better when I'm overweight. Hopefully I'll never know again. Hopefully I will never gain weight back to where I'll have to face that and deal with that. But if I ever do, it's just something I'm going to try to keep in mind. I do know that my self-esteem has improved with weight and without weight since my 20s, because when I was in my 20s, and I find this ironic now that I look at Emmy, when I was in my 20s, I did not want to have a child. I wanted to be a mother, but I did not want to have a biological child. And I was with a woman for 13 years. I swing that way. And so, yeah, I wanted her to have a child if we had a child, because I didn't want that child to have my genes, because I felt so unattractive. And this wasn't even when I was overweight. This was when I wasn't overweight. This was 20-year-old, 20-something self-esteem. I didn't want to do that to somebody. That's how I felt about myself. Was I thought, it's hard enough. Life is hard enough, and I don't want to give somebody bad genes. So I've come a long way. I'm still amazed when I look at Emmy, because Emmy's just a pretty child. She just is. She's mine, but I get stopped. I get told. I get enough validation, and I can just look at her. She's just a beautiful child, and she radiates happiness, so that helps. But she's just got pretty features. She's got pretty lips. She's got pretty eyes. She's got a pretty little nose. She's just a pretty little person. And I still can't believe I made that. It's like, how did she get that? And, I tell myself, well, it was from the sperm donor, because I used a donor, of course. But, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of amazing that I used to be in that place and used to think that way. And so, yeah, what self-esteem can do to you is pretty brutal. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that this morning and just put my 2 cents out there, see if I could get a conversation started about self-esteem, because, I do think it correlates with our weight. I do think that we obviously feel better when we lose weight. I wonder how much of that is we feel empowered because we have taken more control of our body. I do think that there is something to that is that reptilian part of the brain, that we are attracted to things and to people that represent health, and being overweight, very overweight, is symbolic of not being healthy. But it's not that literal when you look at someone. It's not like that. It's just that for some reason, why is that less attractive? And I think it is because back in the primal days, when people didn't know what things meant, there is something within us that draws us to things that are healthy because of the need to procreate and have longevity. And that's the survival of the fittest theory. So anyway, there's a lot to that you could study. I've studied a lot of that. But all right, well, I'm almost at work and I'm almost at 10 minutes, and I don't know how to upload if it's over 10 minutes. I still haven't figured that out. So I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye.